This is every Minecraft build hack you need to know from A to Z, starting with this aquarium bed. With some pistons on the side as side tables, we're able to add some really nice detail to this underwater base. And if you're feeling extra creative, why not put a couple of armor stands under the bed frame as well? Since if we equip those with leather helmets, then we get the perfect illusion for the pillow on our water bed. And while you're playing around with armor stands, keep a couple of those on hand to make this simple yet effective bench. For this, just place a couple of armor stands down and use a piston to push the ground blocks back into place. Then by just placing some trapdoors on top, that'll cause the armor stands to look exactly like the legs on the bench. For C, we're gonna add a cat playground for our army of pet cats. Look, it doesn't matter if they call you a crazy cat lady when it looks this good. Since this nifty little build hack, you can put this next to your village and all the cats that are spawning are gonna be jealous of what we've got going on here. From scratching posts like these to cat tree climbing sections, we've got basically everything that your cat could need. Because even if the cats don't like it, this build could function as a pretty fun parkour challenge. For the letter D, we're talking about this drink dispenser. Since by using differently colored signs, we're able to have a totally convincing soda dispenser here in our world. And better yet, if you then use a debug stick on some of the pistons to remove the piston handle, we can make the soda dispensers look like they actually work. And then to finish it off, by adding in some invisible item frames in the front, we can show off the different drink selections. For the letter E, we're talking about replacing our end portal with this beautiful Eye of Ender portal build. I mean, just picture it. Instead of having to go into an abandoned stronghold to house your end portal, you instead had something this beautiful that you're able to show off. And that would be sure to make any of your friends on the server jealous. But because the end portal's for everyone to use, they can't get that jealous. It's more of a nicety than anything. Or if you're looking for something smaller scale to do, then why not build a couple of these fruit stands for your next city build? With just some coral blocks and a nether warp block as well, we're able to create these little fruit stands that are totally convincing. But to make sure that your food doesn't expire before you get anyone coming over to your marketplace, just place some water below the coral block so they don't dry out. And by placing some glow lichen on top of the purple coral block, that'll make it look like a crate of grapes, whether you want green or purple. This might look like a guard, but it's actually just an armor stand. Since by using some of these statues, we're able to dress them up to look exactly like guards for our castle. And if you place some of the helmets on the ground like this, using yet another armor stand, we can then make it look like the guards are taking off their cap on a well-earned break. Which is great and all, but I sure hope no one attacks the kingdom while they're just sitting around like this. And speaking of helmets, why not add in Mario and Luigi's hats as a detail to your build? Now, while they might seem a bit complicated to get in your world, I'll be honest, they are, but you should definitely consider adding them in, just for the fact that it's sure to be a real showstopper if your friend comes and visit your base. I mean, they're instantly recognizable, so anyone who walks in is going to be able to tell, and they'll surely ask how you did it. Check out this lush indoor garden. Since for the letter I, we've decided to add some vegetation into your build by connecting up your main base with a garden staircase like this, keeping it just as pretty on the inside to justify all the time that we spent on the outside. And while we're going about building gardens, why not build this classic Japanese style garden too? Since by using some bamboo and emerald ore blocks, we can instantly add a lot of zen to what had just been a regular looking garden. And especially for those of us who like to use Minecraft as a way to escape from it all, I really can't think of a better place to sit down and just soak in all the sound effects that you're getting here. I mean, when the soundtrack's this good, it's really easy to take it in. Check out this totally realistic looking kebab turner. Since by using the new decorated pots, we're able to add this to whatever kind of market that you next want to build. And if you want to, you could even hide a dispenser somewhere inside of what you're building, and then when you fill that up with different kind of meats and foodstuffs, you can activate it whenever you're hungry to make it look as if the meat is coming straight off the press. And this build even comes with a stack of campfires as well, in case you need to actually warm up and reheat any of your meat as well. If your meat's undercooked, it's not a deal breaker, let's say. If you're looking for something to make lighting up your next build a breeze, then why not add in a couple of these mushroom lights to the mix? See, by using end rods as the base for the mushroom block, we're able to light up just about anywhere without it looking out of place, leaving you with this big open area where no mobs are yet going to spawn. But even then, there's no ugly torches in sight. See, by simply using some mangrove roots, we can add a totally realistic and convincing wooden hatching piece to place at the bottom of your deck, which is a level of detail that I think a lot of builders would forget about. I mean, who cares about what's underneath what you're building, right? But when you see it from this angle, it really does step it up. Now, this build might seem counterintuitive, but trust me, it works. See, by using nether brick stairs and slabs, we're able to add some extra detail to an otherwise blocky and harsh-edged cherry blossom tree. Surprisingly, the color scheme in the nether bricks fits very well with the bark of the cherry trees. And so at a glance, it looks like we've somehow managed to get our hands on cherry log stairs and slabs. And for those of you builders who like to build custom looking trees, There's really no way better to do this for your cherry trees. With 3 glass panes placed in an L like this, we can start to make this open book chandelier. And so if you planned on building a library to put all your librarian villagers that you have for enchanted book trades, this seems like it fits right in. And with all the different pretty colors of glass panes that we're able to use for the cover and the pages of the book, we make something that's really unique and then make it look even better when it's lit up by the end rod right above them. Paintings in Minecraft could definitely be better, which is why you should consider adding a custom frame to the picture using dripstone blocks. The texture clashes so well with the painting frame that it perfectly stands out here. And then lining it with things like fence posts and chains, your eye naturally glances over to this. It's like an art gallery instead of just what seems like a hidden door in your base, which somehow inadvertently makes it even better as a hidden door. Just saying. Instead of building your igloos out of snow, why not build them out of quartz bricks? See, the texture of quartz bricks actually looks a lot like snow that's been packed into cubes, which is what an igloo would look like in the real world. So if you want to try something different for your next snow build, maybe take a trip to the nether first so that you can get all of the quartz out of the hottest area and put it into the coldest. I'm guessing you didn't know that you could actually use rabbits to add details to your builds. See, by adding some rabbits on top of these slabs on the chandelier and then connecting leads to them, we're able to connect the top of the light fixture to them and make it look as if it's hanging from the ceiling. Meanwhile, the leads are actually just connected to the rabbits up here. And let's be honest, who's gonna go up there and check? And if you really want to play safe, then you could always use an invisibility potion or use a command like this in creative. That way, no one will be able to see what the lead's actually attached to. Which, yeah, that might seem a little cruel, but when you got a village or trading hall, you really gotta ask yourself, which one's worse? Here's how we're gonna turn this armor stand into an actual sniper. See, by using a combination of dyed armor with these armor trims that you see on screen, we're able to create the army uniform for our Steve. And then finally, we use a hanging sign and a lightning rod to create the illusion of a sniper rifle with a scope and everything added onto it. And honestly, I just love the idea of lining the side of your base's roof with a couple of these guys. I mean, come on, who's gonna attack you when you have this looking down at them? At the very least, that'd be sabotaging a piece of art. If you're looking for a build hack to add some detail to your farm build, then why not try this trick using turtle shell helmets? See, with armor stands placed into the ground like this, and then a couple of turtle shells on top of their heads, we're able to then push the dirt on top of them with a piston and till it to create these super realistic looking cabbages, which makes it look like you're farming an entirely new crop in your farm. And doing this all without mods makes it even more special in my eyes. This here is uncooked meat and this here is cooked meat. Or it sure looks that way, since by using a stripped cherry log, it looks exactly like raw pink meat. And then conversely, the mangrove log looks like something that we cooked to perfection. So if you were to combine both together with a campfire like this, you're able to make it look like your campsite that's working to go through their meat stores and cook them up for the rest of the camp members. And if you want to make it look overcooked, just put in a block of coal. Check out these custom suits that we have. See, by simply using these Vex armor trims with both the netherite and the iron chest plates, we're able to create a white suit and a black suit. So you've now got something to wear for every occasion. But if you would rather wear a different trim on your actual armor pieces, then you could instead use this in the window display for your next armor shop. That way, they're not going to waste when they look this good. Alright, pop quiz. You got a gap like this in your castle wall, and you want to add something to block it up. Well, why not add a wooden window grate using armor stands? See, by placing armor stands like this, and then placing the wall block back using a piston like so, we're left with a really unique window that I promise you no one else is gonna have. Which is perfect for giving just the minimum amount of sunlight required for your prisoners. If you're a fan of Star Wars, then why not add this insane looking X-Wing into your world? Using a mix of chains, lightning rods, iron trap doors, double slabs, and plenty of calcite for the body of the ship, we can recreate one of the most iconic spaceships of all time right inside of Minecraft. And personally, I would love to see one of these built in the end. That already looks like space to me, so seeing the void as a backdrop to this really cool spaceship, it's sure to impress your friends. Instead of making a yellow bed like this, why not make it like this? Since by changing out the yellow wool for yellow concrete powder, mixed in with a couple of hay bales directionally placed like so, that gives us a great design for the sheets on our bed. And of course, we can't forget about the pillow, which is made from layers of snow, which I also think is handy because at that point, you don't have to worry about flipping the pillow over to the cool side. You just might also sleep with brain freeze. This is a zombie and this is a zombie carpet. Since by using a combination of wool blocks and carpet blocks on our floor, we're able to create the shape of the zombie and then for a final touch, place a zombie's skull right where the head would go. That way it's painfully obvious who it's supposed to be. And if you wanted a way to show off your zombie's skull without just keeping it in a chest, this is an impressive way to show it off. And with that, folks, YouTube thinks that you might like this video, so see if they're right and have a good one, alright?